Hello, awesome artists. Today for art, what you're going to be doing, you are going to be creating a fall leaf print. And we're going to be talking about what a print is, what type of art that is. So what you're going to need for this project today, you are going to need some paper. I'm using just white copy paper. You are going to need to go outside and gather up some leaves. They can be just the crusty fall leaves like this. They can be, you can pick some leaves off of plants if you need to. Just some green leaves are fine. All right, so you're going to need paper, leaves, and some crayons, preferably crayons without the paper. So I do have some broken ones, but I had some that I had to peel the paper off of because these work really good for the rubbing that we're going to be doing with the crayons. If your crayons don't look like this, you can still do it. It just works a lot better and it goes a lot quicker if you have the side of the crayon to use. Okay, so paper, leaves, crayons. Optional, if you have what's called press and seal. This works really great for keeping the leaves in place so they're not moving around on you while you are rubbing them onto your paper. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. So I took some press and seal and I put my leaves on top like that. So that's why this works really well. I'm not sure if saran wrap works, but if you don't have that, that's fine. You can still do this project without press and seal. So paper, leaves, and crayons. Okay, so we're going to talk about what this project is all about. So we're doing a print. So let's first talk about our elements of art, what we're going to focus on today. We are going to focus on line, also shape, and texture. Texture is how something feels or how something looks like it feels. So we're going to create texture by rubbing our crayon over these leaves to capture all of their little veins, all the lumps and bumps. This is what's called implied texture. So if I touch my paper, it does feel smooth, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it might be bumpy. So that's called implied texture. So I'm going to scoot all my stuff over. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my press and seal. If you don't have press and seal, you can just take your leaves and you want them bumpy side up. So there's a flat side of a leaf and there's the bumpy side. You want that facing up. And then all you have to do is put your paper on top of your leaf and you can do your rubbings that way. I'm going to use my press and seal. It works a little bit better, but like I said, if you don't have press and seal, that's fine. If you do have it, you want the sticky side facing up so that the leaves will hold still. So I'm just going to arrange my leaves any old way, and I'm going to try to fit as many as I can. I'm trying to find some leaves that have some bumps, because some don't have as many lumps and bumps as others. Like this leaf may not, but I'm still going to kind of stick it in there. You want to use up as much. You want to fill it up as much as you can. So if you have any spaces, maybe try to stick some smaller leaves in there if you can. Oh, here's a cool one. So I'm just trying to think of my composition. Composition is how something is placed. So if I don't like the way that looks, I can always change it around. So I'm trying to think of my composition while I am arranging all of my leaves. I got a couple more over here. Let's see. Oh, that's a green leaf. That's okay. And that should be good. Okay, so I'm happy with my composition. I'm happy with how my things are arranged on my press and seal. So now, again, if you don't have press and seal, you can just arrange them on your table and just stick your paper right on top. I just have some scrap paper. Okay, so now for the fun part. While you guys are rubbing, make sure you move your hands around so that your paper is not moving and you're kind of holding your paper still. If it helps, you can also take some tape and you can tape your paper down, and that way your paper is not moving around on you. So that might be good for little hands. So if you guys want to use some tape, that might be a little bit easier for you. So I'm going to start with, I'm using some fall colors. I got brown and orange and green and yellow and red. I'm going to start with my black first because that's going to kind of outline things a little bit for me. And I'll show you, I'm not using tape, I'm just kind of moving my hand around. But I'll show you guys what this is. So we're creating a print. And a print is when you can repeat something over and over again. So I can do this same exact thing with another piece of paper as many times as I want to. That is called a print. Printmaking is a type of art. So some artists, they maybe take a piece of foam and they push into a piece of foam and they can create prints that way. You can create prints with clay. So that is what printmaking is. It's when you create something over and over again. Okay, so now you can start to see the outlines of my leaves. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And once I get these other colors going, I can push a little bit harder. There, ooh, that looks kind of cool. You can even use the tip of your crayon if you need to color in a little bit darker in some areas. But you don't want to flatten out your leaf too much. You want to capture all of those. Those are called veins. That's kind of, when the leaf is growing, that's kind of how the water helps it grow. It goes right through the veins, kind of like our veins in our body. So I'm using some orange. Maybe I'd like to use some yellow. And I'm just using the side of my crayon. Again, if you want to use the tip of your crayon, you can do that. And I'm trying to keep this hand still. And I don't want to move my leaves around on me. I want to be able to see them. If you move them around, it might not turn out as clear as you hope. Ooh, I can kind of smell some of the leaf. I must be squishing some of them underneath. I can smell them. It smells good. It smells like grass. Okay. So I'm pressing with my yellow. Ooh, that looks so pretty. Maybe I'll use a little bit of green. I'm liking this. It's starting to look like real leaves, like this picture. It looks realistic, doesn't it? Realistic is when something looks real. It doesn't look like a cartoon or something like that. It looks real. Ooh, I forgot about this area. Okay. There. I think I'm happy with how my leaves turned out. I used all of my fall colors. Now I do have one color that is not a fall color. I have some blue. And I thought that I can have my project stand out even more if I maybe take the tip of my crayon and I color in some blue around some of my leaves. That's called negative space. When you color around an object, that other space is called negative space. It's in the background. So I can just use the side of my crayon or the tip of my crayon and I can kind of go in between. There, that looks kind of cool. Makes the leaves stand out just a little bit more instead of just keeping the background the same color as the leaves. Oops. Okay, I think I like that. If you want to go a step further even, you can even take your crayon and you can kind of like outline where your leaf starts if you want to do that. Or you can even use a marker if you want to kind of outline where your leaves are, because some of this gets lost. So maybe I can take my crayon and just kind of outline some of the areas that you don't see as well, because sometimes the leaves are a little bit thin and they might not show up as much as some of the others. Okay, I think that looks pretty cool. I'm happy with my first print. Now again, guys, the beauty of this project, you can do this as many times as you want. So all I have to do is just peel this off, or if you have it on your table, you can just gently lift your paper up and you can put another clean piece of paper on top, and you can do it as many times as you want. That is called print making, when we create prints. Okay, I cannot wait to see your project. Make sure you guys take a picture of these when you're finished and send them to me through Class Dojo, to Miss Gao through Class Dojo. And also please save these so when we return back to school, you guys you can bring them to school and you can show me, and maybe I can put some of them up in the hallway or maybe in our art show. Okay, so don't throw these out. Make sure you save them and bring them to school. Okay, I can't wait to see. Have fun.